Gentlemen, you had your instructions earlier, so you both know what I expect. A clean championship fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. As we discussed, punches on this belt line are not considered low. Good luck to both of you.
Takuma Inoue defending his WBA Bantamweight Championship belt for the first time. His goal, to be undisputed in the weight division, just like his older brother, Naoya Inoue. To do so, he has to get through Jerwin Ancajas, the challenger and former champion who's moved up in weight, now feels comfortable at this weight. And we get you underway here, round one. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by former world champion Chris Algieri.
He's taller, he's got a longer reach, and he's filled in nicely at the lane. He goes to the bigger guy.
Nice right hand there landed for Inoue. Good counter-punching ability on display. And we mentioned Ancajas moving up in weight. He felt like he was sucked down at 115 pounds, wanted to make a change. And according to their camp, he feels much more comfortable at this weight class.
Notice Inoue, we've got a southpaw in Ancajas. Inoue giving a lot of good head movement and staying in control of that center.
Takuma Inoue standing his ground, using the jab so far in this round one.
Ancajas, a little bit twitchy, explosive, looking to land those big shots, throwing the jab down low, the left hand up high.
We've seen Ancajas unload with the left hand 2 or 3 times here in round one.
Yeah, he's getting his head off line and coming right back with 2-3 punches at a time, which is good. He's not a big puncher, but he does have explosiveness and physical strength. That combined with a good engine is how Inoue tends to take his opponents deep and try and drown them.
And we saw it again there a moment ago. Left hand by Ancajas just misses, and then Takuma Inoue counters with some quick left and right hands. His idol, but looking to make his own legacy here tonight as we look at some of the highlights of the opening round.
Yeah, nice throwaway jab from Inoue with the right hand. That lands a little short, landed good, didn't land super solid, but well placed, good timing, hit it well behind that jab.
Sumo arena in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, but Inoue showing really nice, smooth head movement and upper body rhythm. Also, he's got that great first step. He's very explosive off that step, whether in or out. Closing that distance very explosively there, but still coming up short with the punches.
And we mentioned Takuma Inoue has been boxing since he was 4 years old, and if you look at him now, there's definitely a focus there, right? A concentration, and that's something that you develop, muscle memory that you develop throughout the years.
As Ancajas throws the straight left hand, that you're dipping your head nicely to get that left hook over the top.
The right hand for Inoue, both men trying to set that up.
The dip left hook again from Inoue. Just coming up short. Do like that upper body rhythm and movement that Inoue is using to be offensive against Ancajas.
Battle of positioning and counter-punching from both Inoue and Ancajas.
Good body work there from Ancajas. Got tied up a little bit upstairs, but let loose with both hands to the body of Inoue. Yeah, both guys tentative here in round two. Nobody wants to make a mistake.
Very tactical, a very even matchup so far in our championship fight here. Ancajas raises his hand there. The right hand lead was able to land on Inoue in the closing moments of round two.
Nice timing shot there from Inoue as Ancajas went for the jab down low. Inoue gets his head offline, drops a chopping right hand. One of the better punches landed from either man, and there we see a
very humble beginnings for Jerwin Ancajas to reach this point.
It's a common story from a lot of fighters from the Philippines. Yeah, Ancajas is frantic when he gets close enough to Inoue, but hasn't been able to put any hands on him yet.
Not waiting on Ancajas, but instead starting his own offense.
Inoue is very subtle with the shots that he lands. He landed a nice jab over the top as Ancajas came in. Changes levels nicely, gets his head offline.
And we've been speaking about it tonight, Chris. So Takuma doesn't necessarily have the same power as his older brother, Naoya Inoue. So that means you have to do other things in the ring, and we're seeing that here tonight. A careful, measured approach, good counter punching, being slick, good head movement, and we're seeing those things from Takuma Inoue.
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot of things really well. I think he actually does every aspect of the sport really well. He's just not a puncher like his brother. His brother does these well also. He just doesn't need to do it as much because he's got such lights-out power. But Takuma is very, very well schooled, and you can see that. Very well conditioned, good footwork, good head movement, counters at the right time, places his punches well. Oh, nice.
Big right hand there, rocked Ancajas, and another by Inoue.
Beautifully timed shot as Ancajas came in, and then nice follow-up as well. Oh, there's that check hook I was talking about. That left hook over the top as Ancajas lets go with that left hand.
Takuma Inoue seemingly finding his timing at the end of round 3. 2 right hands landed, and then a left hand that definitely caught the attention of Jerwin Ancajas. Big right hand there for Inoue.
That rocked Ancajas. Didn't see the punch coming. Yeah, you see the formula for Takuma, what their game plan was. Counter straight hands, left hooks over the top. Be deceptive on your offense on the way in. Good defense, make Ancajas reach and make him pay.
Certainly some signature moments early in this fight. And let's take a look at some of the highlights from round 3.
That was that check hook that I was talking about, the dangers of it because your head is on line for the left hand. But that was that beautifully timed right hand on the way in that shook Ancajas up. And then here we see another right hand as a follow-up there from Takuma. Excellently timed shot with that right hand down the middle. Yep, making Ancajas overcommit and have him run into shots. Very, very smart game plan there. Good technique.
And we heard the corner of Jerwin Ancajas, Chris, between rounds saying, show him something, show him something. Is there a chance that he was getting too aggressive there and lending himself to Inoue's game plan?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was overthrowing the punches. You know, he was missing early on because of that very quick head movement, upper body rhythm that Takuma was showing. And then Ancajas was starting to get over that front foot, and that's why he ran into that shot. Also, that's why the shot hurt him. If you head-on collision, you're going to get hit harder, even if the guy's not a big puncher. Win that lead foot battle. And Takuma is usually the one who has that foot on the outside. So consistently, he's winning that exchange.
Watch your hands.
Beautiful combinations there on the inside from Inoue. And it seems like, at least so far, Chris, Inoue may have the speed advantage.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Ancajas looks to be lumbering forward. He's not closing the distance with any kind of explosiveness. Big swing and a miss from Ancajas.
Beautiful right uppercuts on the inside for Inoue. And you mentioned it moments ago, Inoue threw and then was able to get out of range.
Yeah, Ancajas is just too slow with his feet. And more you're seeing Takuma be more comfortable on the inside as he's realizing the speed differential.
Both fighters trading body shots. A right hand gets through for Ancajas.
Big right hook from Ancajas. Best punch of the fight so far for him. Good body work, too.
And here comes Jerwin Ancajas. Left hand to the body, right hand upstairs.
Look at the size difference, man. Ancajas much bigger. But Takuma is feeling comfortable to stay in the inside exchange. Power, though, of Ancajas is coming through, landing some of these big shots on the inside. I think Takuma will be better served fighting at that middle distance where he's able to use that head movement, that speed, and that counter punching rather than exchanging with the bigger man on the inside.
Inoue trading toe-to-toe with Ancajas. Now, Inoue did land some quick check left hooks there in those exchanges, but certainly Ancajas having more success at this distance.
Nice body work. This whole card has been the story of body work. A lot of well-schooled Japanese fighters that are not forgetting the body. Excellent round. Good back and forth exchanges.
Some great body work from both men there. And Chris, let's talk about the difference there in Jerwin Ancajas. And we see it here fighting on the inside. At the beginning of the fight, he was trying to land the big left-handed distance. Now he's moving closer, and he's had success, as we're seeing here, from that distance.
I think it's more Takuma, actually, the reason that this fight moved to the inside here. He was feeling comfortable with his hand speed, his head movement. He stayed on the inside, I think, longer than he needed to because he got hit with some big shots that were completely unnecessary. It's still early in the fight. I think he can go back to boxing from the outside, use that speed, use those counter punches, and then as he gets more comfortable and starts to break Ancajas down, then he can move to the inside and look to exchange. A little bit early for my taste to be exchanging with the bigger man and Ancajas. My Japanese is pretty rusty, but I would assume that Shingo, his trainer,
Inoue makes adjustments here and fights at the distance he was having success at in the first 3 rounds.
I mean, he's got such phenomenal footwork. He was doing that really well in round 3, but round 4 chose to stay on the inside and exchange with Ancajas. He got hit with some big punches himself.
And there was a great quick combination by Inoue and then moved out of the way, out of range from Ancajas. And we've been seeing that a lot tonight. Ancajas coming up short with some of these counter punches.
And Inoue is very good at letting his hands go and then slip sliding his way out, just like this. Putting it all together.
If you look at the movement of Inoue, I mean, this is very different than round 4. So I'm guessing that was the instructions from his father and trainer Shingo, is use your movement, because we're not seeing the same Inoue that we saw just a round ago.
Yeah, from what I've seen from the training of Shingo, he really does train hit and don't be hit. No reason to stand in there and trade with a guy, especially if you're getting touched up and he's bigger. Takuma has the obvious speed advantage and the big clash of heads there.
Halfway through this round 5, Takuma Inoue, the champion, back to working at distance. We also have to give credit to Jerwin Ancajas for coming forward, for working the body. There's a reason he defended his championship belt 9 times. That just speaks to his toughness and his ability to make adjustments in fight.
No, a ton of experience, former champion, moved up in weight, coming to challenge the champion in his home turf. Coming to bring it, wants to fight. They finish up the rounds where they're exchanging. They're both smiling, going back to the corner. You got 2 warriors here in the ring tonight.
Absolutely, and a massive right hand there got through for Takuma Inoue. And another, this time a shorter right hand to the head.
Yeah, he's doing a great job fighting at this middle distance, picking off Ancajas, who's just too slow-footed, too obvious with what he's coming with offensively. And Takuma has the ability to make him miss and make him pay for it. But let's see if he can keep it up. Because Ancajas is putting pressure, coming forward. And more you see Takuma taking those moments to exchange and get flat-footed, which is Ancajas' best chance.
boxing and moving. But at other points, we also did see Jerwin Ancajas continue his attack. And one thing, he has been consistent going to the body of Inoue.
Yeah, I think the pressure has been getting to Takuma at times. The countering from the outside has been excellent from Takuma, and that's really been the difference.
Round 6 here underway. The WBA Championship, Kokugikan Arena, the National Sumo Arena in Tokyo, Japan. Takuma Inoue in the white and black trunks. Jerwin Ancajas. So, Chris, would you recommend Jerwin Ancajas trying to close the distance like he did right there?
He's got to close the distance. He's got to cut off the ring. He's got to slowly eke his way into position. He has the longer arms. He needs to use them. See, he's jabbing at the wrong distance. He's not closing the distance. He's not bringing his back foot up. So he's staying right at that middle range where the speed advantage of Inoue is obvious. Nice feint there from Takuma. Ooh, and that's the thing. The fundamentals of Takuma Inoue are fantastic. He's got the footwork, the in and out.
Two lightning fast right hands to the head of Ancajas by Inoue.
Ancajas making an adjustment now, throwing that straight left hand to the body, and that's a smart move. Been having a lot of trouble getting to the head of Takuma all night long.
Punch.
What else is important here? When at this range, Inoue is not wasting energy wrestling with the bigger Ancajas. On the inside, you can see Ancajas is starting to use his will, his body weight, his size to grab and to lean on Takuma. But at that middle range, Takuma has more time to rest. He has more distance. He doesn't have to waste energy wrestling like this. Nice feint again there. Ooh, good body shot from Ancajas on the inside.
Box out of there. Obey the bell.
Seems like Ancajas just needs to make this rough because he's getting picked apart on the outside.
End of round 6. Takuma Inoue boxing, moving, making it difficult for Jerwin Ancajas. And Chris, to your point, Ancajas' best bet might be trying to make it an ugly fight, trying to figure out creative ways to get on the inside, but that's easier said than done when you have the speed of Inoue coming back at you.
Yeah, like I said, I think he needs to inch his way forward, get behind that lead, southpaw jab, and honestly, he might have to take a few shots to get on the inside.
Round 7.
Round 7 underway here. Takuma Inoue, his first defense of the WBA Bantamweight Championship belt, a belt that was formerly held by his older brother, Naoya Inoue. Takuma's goal, he said, is to become undisputed in this weight class, following the footsteps of his brother, Naoya.
That's one thing about Takuma that he's shown in past fights. His conditioning is fantastic. Tends to come on strong late. Good body work there on the inside.
And so far in round 7, it does seem like Ancajas is having more success trying to cut off the ring, Chris.
Yeah, he's doing well closing the distance here. He's not just chasing Inoue. Inoue a little less slippery than he was a few rounds ago. And again, choosing to stand and fight and wrestle on the inside. You can just see the feet, though. Such a difference. Ancajas lumbers forward. Inoue has those explosive steps in and out.
We mentioned the battle for outside foot positioning. We know Ancajas, one thing he wants to do is get on the inside. Would you also recommend, Chris, him trying to get on the outside foot positioning?
Oh, absolutely, because you need to have your opponent between your feet so you can generate the most power. That's within your punching range. It's very difficult to punch with power outside of your foot. foot positioning there, so you got to keep the man in between your feet. So now you're starting to see Ancajas stepping to that outside. You want to be at least head up with that front foot, if not all the way on the outside. Good exchanges here for Ancajas. He's getting the better of these.
Both men trading hooks, working the body. Very competitive back and forth round 7. And Chris, this is what we're talking about. It seems to be more competitive when they're fighting at this close range, this phone booth type fight.
Absolutely. I mean, it's more competitive. It's more compelling. I'm sure the people at home are enjoying it more. I mean, I like the stuff from the outside and all the high boxing IQ that Inoue is showing, but this is fun too.
And so there has to be a reason that Takuma Inoue is choosing to fight like that. And that probably is that even though he's getting hit with Ancajas, he feels like he's getting the better of it on the inside.
It could be fatiguing too. Moving around the ring is very tiring. Being explosive like that, being on point is very difficult. It saps a lot of your discipline. So mentally it can be wearing as well. So it could be that, or it could be like you said, that he's feeling like he's getting the better of these exchanges. He's doing damage, but he's also taking some damage in the process. See, that's one thing about Takuma. He lets his hands go in combinations. He's not a one-punch guy, and he knows that. There's a nice uppercut on the inside from Ancajas. Back to the body does Takuma. Big right hook. That was one of the better punches I remember from the round from Ancajas. Ancajas is landing some big, heavy shots on the inside.
But clearly, Takuma Inoue feels like he can absorb those punches, right? He's not necessarily shying away
not at all
from that.
Yeah, he's not taking the shots full on. He has the ability to roll with them, get a little shoulder up, get a glove up. You can see the beginning of every round, he starts out moving. But like the tide, Ancajas just keeps coming forward, keeps pressing.
You hear the corner of Ancajas say, walk him down.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Yeah, it seems to me like the Ancajas game plan is the long game. Keep walking him down, break him down, get him tired, make him stand in front of you, and then damage him as much as you can down the stretch.
Quick combination there from Inoue. And as we've been speaking about, he started the round boxing and moving, then ended up on the inside. It's happening more and more as the rounds go on. So, Chris, to your point, it could be partially fatigue. It could be partially feeling like he can absorb these punches, or a combination of both.
Yeah, I'm thinking more and more that it's fatigue and little lapses in discipline. Because he is getting hit, and some of these look like they're heavy shots. Takuma doesn't seem like he's being affected by them just yet, but listen, in terms of scoring, very dangerous to let your opponent get off like this.
And a big left hook there landed for Inoue. Definitely had an effect on Ancajas, maybe slowed him down a hair in this round 8.
Yeah, except for this body work from Ancajas is going to slow down Takuma. He's doing really nice, consistent work here. This is one of the better salvos that he's had. See how Takuma rolls with that shot? He doesn't take the punches, especially to the head, very cleanly. He has nice little deftly. The body work is a different story, though. Ancajas has been beating the body on both sides.
And it looks like the punch is affecting you when you roll with it because you turn your head, but you're actually making it less effective.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean. He's not taking the full brunt of the force, but those body punches, though, like I had mentioned in previous fights, even the ones that land on your elbows and your arms, they affect you. You feel those. You absorb them in your body.
So even though they aren't scoring blows, they're still having an effect.
Absolutely. One of the better rounds for Ancajas in terms of landing leather.
ただついた時ボディはブロッキングうまくやりながらいいそこは中途半端そこは中途半端
Monster.
You see Naoya there giving some advice to his brother. But like we mentioned, Chris, very different fighting styles from both brothers.
That incredible is that fundamentally he boxes very, very well. He's very, very sharp. He's got good footwork, sound fundamentals. I mean, he does everything right. It's textbook boxing. It's just he has that big power. Oh, good combination there from the outside. 2-1-2 over the top.
Round 9 for WBA Bantamweight Championship main event. Takuma Inoue has had success boxing and moving, but seemingly ends like this, and a big right hand to the body. Drops Ancajas.
He's hurt. That's it.
And that's the end of the fight. Takuma Inoue knocks out Jerwin Ancajas with a body shot.
That came out of nowhere. It looked like Ancajas was coming on, and even early in the round, Takuma was standing in front, standing his ground, exchanging, rolling. And then all of a sudden, boom, a body shot ends it.
No risk, no gain. That was the mentality of Takuma Inoue coming into this fight. Inoue said he wanted to challenge himself, and tonight he did just that and rose to the occasion. A brutal knockout win over Jerwin Ancajas.